This is Season 9, Episode 184 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast.
Sometimes the important thing is not the number of miles you've driven, but what's going on inside your head while driving. The Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast will stimulate your mind and keep you company while on the road. Join us for education, motivation, and inspiration from wherever you may be in our nation. You'll hear roundtable discussions about important information that's impacting our industry. Plus, you'll learn more about new technology, equipment, driving opportunities, safety, and operations. Get driver success and fitness tips to keep you profitable, safe, healthy, as well as entertaining stories from the road. And don't you know, we've all got a few of those. We might be traveling in different directions, but we're all part of one driver community at the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. With your host, trucker Tim Cicerelli.
Well, hello, friends, and welcome into Season 9. We're at Episode 184 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. Tim Cicerelli here, otherwise known as Trucker Tim, and we've got a packed episode for you today. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around for every single mile of it. We're going to be shining the light on one incredible driver who's turning her passion into purpose. Jessica Smalls, you might know her as Lady J. She grabbed the wheel of a Peterbilt at just 12 years old, and now a successful independent contractor with us here at Stevens. Her story is all about chasing dreams and making them come true. Then, we'll be talking about one of the smartest ways to boost your income and your lifestyle out there on the road, team driving. If you ever thought about teaming up with somebody and earning some more money and keeping those wheels turning coast to coast, we'll break down exactly why this could be your next big move. We'll also get you plugged in as to what's happening across the Stevens family with our May News Bulletin, plus a special invitation to join us this Sunday for the 40th annual Bagel Run in Dallas. It's a perfect way to spend time with your family and give back to a great cause. But first, let's talk a little bit about how you can grab that Hazmat endorsement. That is one of the fastest and easiest ways to make more money behind the wheel. Plus, grab yourself a $300 bonus in the process. Let's kick things off with Childress on our Stevens Roundtable. Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. Excited to welcome back an old friend. He's been on here before, and he's here with us again to tell you how you can make some more money with Stevens Transport while you're out there and the wheels are turning. You want to start earning. How about earning a little bit more money? Let's talk to Childress, Assistant Manager, Driver and Safety Services. Corey, great to see you again, buddy.
Thanks, Tim. It's good to see you too.
Stevens Transport, always looking out for our drivers, always providing them with more ways to make some money and service our customers as well, too. So tell us a little bit about the Hazmat department. And is this a new-ish department for Stevens Transport?
I mean, it is newish. We acquired a customer, Ecolab, that we are hauling hazmat material for. And when we talk about hazmat, a lot of people start to think, oh, tanker, fuel, explosives, dangerous stuff. This is not that. What we're hauling for Ecolabs is going to be your soaps, detergents, disinfectants, stuff that you would buy at Home Depot, for instance. This is the type of materials that we're hauling. It's not super dangerous in that sense. It's just the quantity turns it into an environmental hazard, and that's what requires the Hazmat endorsement. So that's where we are at right now, and we're trying to get as many drivers as we can within Stevens Transport to obtain their Hazmat endorsement, because we're trying to invest in our drivers, but also give them an opportunity to make more money.
Corey, I love that from the top, you just said, all right, let's say what it is, because that can be intimidating if we're hauling explosives.
Exactly.
Right? So let's just dispel that right now. These are soaps, and
yeah,
you use it on your body. But obviously, like you mentioned, the fact that we're carrying them in such quantities, that is an environmental hazard, and therefore the endorsement has to be acquired. Let's talk a little bit about that process, if you wouldn't mind, Corey. Say somebody out there listening whether they work for Stevens or not at this point? What would their next step be?
So their next step would be that they need to complete the theory training. Stevens Transport is offering that theory training electronically through CDL Power Suite. You can do it on your phone or your tablet or computer, whatever the case is. It's electronic. We set you up with that training. Average time for completion of it is about 40 minutes, but you can break that up and segments. It's 16 courses in total, but they're short courses. You can take your time to do them. Maybe you've got 5 or 10 minutes or waiting to get loaded, whatever the case is. You could hop in, complete a course and knock it out. Once you complete that, then your score has to be sent to the state. CDL Power Suite is awesome. They send that score immediately to the state that you're licensed in. They also give you your certificates electronically. So if you need to show proof of that, you got them in hand. Once that is done, you need to make sure you make an appointment with your DMV in the state that which you live and licensed in. Complete the written portion of the test. Start your background check. It's a TSA background check. And then get your fingerprints done. Once that's completed, now, you wait for that license to come in with that hazmat endorsement.
So I'm thinking of maybe some pushbacks a driver might have and trying to get those questions answered. So 40 minutes to take the test. I mean, that's just a little bit longer than the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio podcast. So it's not a long time.
Right.
That can be done in one fell swoop or, like you said, broken up over time. You mentioned the written test. So how comprehensive and challenging is that written test at the DMV in the state at which our drivers have their license?
And the written test is across the board, that meets the federal motor carrier safety standards. It is it complicated? It is challenging. If you don't feel comfortable with it, maybe you complete the courses and you need some reading material. You can research that material online. Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration has that information online. But here at Stevens, we also have a study guide that we can send you as well to share with you to give you some additional reading to get you prepared for that test if you need it.
Fantastic. So Stevens, of course, provides materials to help you study. They make it very simple to take the online test and get it done. What do you think the average turnaround time is from the time someone says, all right, let's do this, to the time they're actually out there delivering hazmat materials?
30, 45 days. It really depends on the state, but 30 to 45 days once you start that process. And as so long as you get into the DMV fairly quickly, you'll be able to get it knocked out in about a month. One good thing about Stevens is, because we are so focused on this and we want to help our drivers further themselves in their career. Your dispatcher knows that, hey, this driver needs to get home because they want to get their hazmat endorsement. So we're going to route you through the state that you live in so that we can, help you get that taken care of. Also to save you on the home time. Not everybody wants to spend their time at the DMV when they're on home time. We're willing to get you through your home state while you're still working and earning that money so that you can get your hazmat endorsement.
Fantastic. You're taking all of the roadblocks out.
Absolutely.
And making it as simple as possible. So before summer, if you decide to do this today, you could be making more money. So let's talk about the compensation and the investment up front to make sure that somebody can enhance their resume and their experience and be even more valuable to Stevens Transport.
Absolutely. So with the cost of this, yes, Stevens Transport will reimburse you, but there is a cost associated with getting your background check completed. And then also, of course, the license renewal. Every state has a cost for getting that piece of plastic. We will reimburse you, Stevens will, so long as you've got the receipts to turn in. That average cost is anywhere from $100 to $120. It is an investment towards yourself. You're going to get that back. In addition to that, Stevens Transport's offering a $300 bonus right now. Once you have your hazmat endorsement, not only are we reimbursing you for the cost that you just had to commit to, but then you're also getting that additional. Not to mention, when you actually have your hazmat endorsement and you start hauling hazmat loads, you're getting that mileage paid, but you're also getting $150 extra per load.
That's a fail-safe investment right there.
Absolutely.
On top of making yourself a driver more valuable in this industry and to Stevens Transport in particular. What about, is there a cap on this? Is there like, hey, listen, you better hurry because we only have 50 slots left? Or is this something that's open to as many drivers that are interested in getting their hazmat endorsement?
Open to as many drivers that want to complete it. It's fleet wide. We're not limiting it right now. We want every driver to have that opportunity. Again, Stevens believes in removing those roadblocks, making sure that our drivers have the opportunity to advance themselves. If a driver's willing to invest in themselves, Stevens is willing to invest in that driver. So that's where Stevens puts their focus. Not only getting that hazmat endorsement, benefits you as the driver and benefits Stevens Transport, but it also benefits you later down the road. It makes you more desirable to the industry. Not everybody has their hazmat endorsement, and not everybody gets this opportunity to have it paid for essentially for you and help you out to get there.
It really is a no-brainer. And the reason I asked the question about how many slots are available, and you just said a multitude, there's endless slots available for now. But that doesn't mean that one should procrastinate, because think about all the money left on the table. I'll get to it. Well, I'll get to it. Next thing you know, a year goes by, right? And think of all that money that you could have made that you didn't make. So just jump on it right now. Check the box. Become more desirable to the industry and to Stevens Transport. Now, what if somebody found this podcast, Corey, that does not work for Stevens Transport? They're in the industry and they're like, well, hey, that's a better deal than what my company's doing. How do they make that switch and come on over and join the winning team at Stevens?
You definitely need to reach out to us. You can find us at stevenstransport.com, apply, fill out that application, talk to our recruiting department. We are definitely interested in having you join Stevens Transport and further yourself in the industry as well. We're here to advance and help everybody that is wanting to invest in themselves.
So if it's a new driver, somebody that's looking to start their career, basically this information you're getting today is, all right, go through the process that everybody else has to go through. And then once you're eligible to qualify for an opportunity to get that hazmat endorsement, do so. But if you're also a driver for another company and you're just ready to just make the switch, you can probably just jump right into this program, I'm guessing.
Absolutely. And on top of that, one thing that I failed to mention is, what it does for you as a driver, in regards to loads. Because right now our hazmat loads are going to be in the DFW market, North Carolina and Southern California. If you're waiting to get dispatched, you're ready to go, you're ready to start rolling, and you're waiting on a load. If you've got your hazmat endorsement and you can take a hazmat load, you're jumping the line. You're moving straight to the front of the line. You're getting off the yard sooner. You're starting back out there, rolling, making that money, and you're getting the additional pay on top of it.
Don't forget, it's nothing explosive.
Exactly. It's nothing explosive. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so it's. I think we've resolved all of the pushbacks. This is a no-brainer, folks. Don't delay. Don't procrastinate. Start making that money right now. Corey Childress, Assistant Manager, Driver, and Safety Services. Always great to have you on the podcast. You do such a good job of simplifying everything, Corey. So I really appreciate you being with us here today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Corey. All right, we are at Mother's Day week, and coming up this weekend, it's the 40th annual Bagel Run. This is the perfect family activity taking place on Mother's Day, Sunday, May 10th. You can walk or run through a scenic neighborhood course in a timed 10K, 5K, Kids K, even a virtual run. You can sign up as an individual with your family or as a team. You can even create your own team or let Stevens Transport place you in one. Have a great day of excitement and camaraderie, and just enjoy a nice community event and raising funds for the Jewish Community Center of Dallas, where the community learns, celebrates, grows, and connects. We'll have a link to sign up in the episode notes, and if you're an employee of Stevens Transport, check your Stevens email for special sign-up instructions. All right, around the corner, we'll have our Stevens Driver Spotlight, some audio pulled from a video you can find on our Stevens Transport YouTube channel, and we'll catch up to speed on everything taking place at Stevens here in the month of May 2026 on the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast.
Now more than ever, truck drivers are true American heroes. The men and women who literally keep America moving by delivering goods across the country. Being a professional driver is a rewarding, financially lucrative, long-term career filled with exciting adventures. A career where you'll never have to worry about job security. If you have your CDL and keep it up, it will sustain you for the long haul. You can see the country, serve your country, and provide a good life for your family. Whether you'd rather haul on a dedicated route or lane, or prefer working with one specific customer, If you want to own your business, we have a program that sets you up for success with all the tools and support you need. We've got opportunities in our intermodal rail division and have programs to help military veterans transition into trucking careers. We have second generations of drivers whose parents have driven for Stevens, who then trained their children and are now truck drivers. Some are even small fleet owners. So, whatever your dream is, you can achieve it right here at Stevens. If you're looking for a company with a 40-plus year track record that's never had a layoff and just had the largest pay increase in company history for both new and experienced drivers, Stevens Transport has you covered. We offer the finest tools and technology and provide our drivers with the best state-of-the-art equipment on the market. Our infrastructure will support you both on and off the road. As a driver for Stevens, you become part of our family. Many companies throw the word family around. We're family-owned, family-run, and family-driven. Our 40-plus years of success is built on family. At Stevens, you're not just a number. Our drivers are part of our extended family, and we recognize and honor them every chance we get. If you want to be among the top income earners among professional drivers, if you want great benefits, if you want to have every type of driving opportunity at your fingertips, if you want to be part of a company that will stand behind you and ensure your success, come join the Stevens Transport family today and become an American hero. So, what are you waiting for? Take the first step toward your future career with the best trucking company in America. Become part of the Stevens Transport family today by calling our recruiting department at 1-800-333-8595 or apply online at stevenstransport.com.
Ever wondered what it's like to drive across the country and get paid to see America's breathtaking landscapes? Welcome to life as a team driver with Stevens Transport. The life of a trucker can sometimes feel solitary, but with team driving, you're never alone. Let's dive into how teaming up with another driver can transform your trucking career. So what exactly is team driving? Simply put, it's when two drivers share the responsibilities of operating the same truck. This allows for continuous travel and efficient delivery. Federal regulations require solo drivers to be off duty for at least 10 consecutive hours after 11 hours of driving. Team driving, however, maximizes productivity by alternating driving shifts, cutting down on overall trip times. By working in shifts, team drivers can cover over 5,500 miles a week. That's more than double what solo drivers can achieve, leading to more priority loads and higher earnings. Efficiency is key. With two drivers, tasks like loading and unloading become quicker and easier. Plus, you'll earn more per mile. One of the greatest perks? You get to choose your driving partner, whether it's a close friend or a new acquaintance. Having a partner on the road makes those long hauls more enjoyable. And what about rest? Team drivers sleep in comfy bunk beds while the truck is moving, allowing for nearly non-stop travel without sacrificing sleep. Safety is another major advantage. With two drivers, there's an added layer of oversight to ensure committed safety. So, if you're ready to take your trucking career to the next level, consider team driving with Stevens Transport. It's the perfect blend of companionship, efficiency, and increased earnings. Explore the benefits of team driving and start your adventure today with Stevens Transport. Apply now and join a team that drives you to success. Your journey starts here.
Welcome back to the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. My name is Tim Cicerelli, otherwise known as Trucker Tim. If you wouldn't mind, when you hit your next stop, please follow or subscribe to this podcast from whichever podcast platform you're enjoying it from. We are everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible. If it's a platform with a podcast on it, we are there. And by following the podcast, you'll have a brand new episode waiting for you each and every week as soon as it's released. And if you wouldn't mind, please leave us a review. Tell us what you like about the show and what you'd like changed. We are producing this podcast for you to keep you educated, informed, and hopefully a little entertained as well. Okay, let's pull some audio from a video that you can find on our Stevens Transport YouTube channel. This driver spotlight is about one of our drivers who started driving at 12 years old behind the wheel of her uncle's Peterbilt. She is an independent contractor with Stevens Transport, and she hasn't looked back since. This is the story of driver Jessica Smalls, otherwise known as Lady J.
Hi, my name is Jaleesa Smalls. Everybody calls me Lady J. That's my trucker name. I'm from Augusta, Georgia, and I went to Georgia Driving Academy. Really great program. They're partnered with Stevens. So I was 12 years old, and my uncle came home for the holidays. It was the best Thanksgiving ever because he had been out on the road so long, and we were going through some difficult things with my grandmother. And when he showed up, his energy, it just changed the atmosphere. And I always said I wanted to do that. But also when I finally got into the truck and he let me crank up and start his Peterbilt, he had an old school long nose Peterbilt. It was a feeling that I still feel when I crank up my own to this day. Overall, the reason why I chose Stevens Transport is because they actually have a solid foundation. And I believe that they have a powerhouse to stand behind that foundation. From the program, the way that it's set up, from orientation to being able to offer opportunities where you can partner with your peers, such as team driving and also training, or if you just want to be solo. And the fact that you can be your own boss through a contractor, that is really what defined them from the rest of the companies for me. You can do anything that you put your mind to. And this company stands behind their contractors. And I really like that. And I always tell people, when it comes to being your own boss, you're partnered with Stevens Transport. So as a reflection of the company and with them allowing you to be able to come out and be your own boss, you have to think like it. So remember, it's all about your mindset. If you're interested in becoming a contractor, Stevens Transport offers contracting class every Thursday of the week from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And I highly advise that you guys just pop in to join. Stevens Transport is a powerhouse. They stand behind their drivers. We're the front line. They make me feel like I have a family, and the fact that I'm a contractor, I'm independent, but I can still call somebody in my times of need to make sure that we get things done correctly, that's amazing. Stevens Transport really is a go-to phenomenal powerhouse, and I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity, and this company is an elite fleet.
Thank you, Lady J, for sharing your story. We will have a link in the episode notes to watch that video on YouTube. We'll also include the link to this video, walking you through all the things happening at Stevens Transport in the month of May with our Stevens News Bulletin.
Welcome to Stevens Transport News Bulletin. We bring you the latest updates in the transportation industry. At Stevens Transport, our employees are the foundation of our success. Today, we honor and reflect on the career of an individual whose legacy will never be forgotten. Congratulations on your retirement, Kathy Whitaker. Thank you for 42 years of dedication, leadership, and hard work. Your professionalism and positive attitude had a meaningful impact throughout the accounting department and the entire Stevens Transport family. As accounting department manager, Kathy led with integrity, precision, and a steady hand. She has been a trusted mentor, a problem solver, and a source of consistency through decades of growth and change. Her knowledge, professionalism, and positive spirit have left a lasting impact on everyone who's had the privilege to work alongside her. Congratulations, and thanks again for an incredible 42 years. While we will certainly miss your guidance and presence each day, we're excited for you as you begin this new chapter. May it be filled with well-earned rest, meaningful moments with family and friends, and the freedom to enjoy all the passions you may have set aside along the way. Kathy, your legacy here will not be forgotten. We are deeply grateful for everything you've contributed over the years. In other news, Stevens Transport invites you to celebrate Mom at the 40th Annual Bagel Run with the perfect family activity on Mother's Day, Sunday, May 10th. Run or walk your way through our scenic neighborhood course in a timed 10K, 5K, or Kids K fun run. A virtual option is also available. Participate as an individual, family, or team. All runners will receive a goodie bag, t-shirt, and a commemorative 4-inch finisher's medal. Don't miss the 2026 Bagel Run. Discover the excitement and camaraderie that fills the air as participants come together to support and raise funds for the Aaron Family JCC of Dallas, where the community learns, celebrates, grows, and connects. To sign up or donate, please visit www.runsignup.com. Stay informed and inspired by the stories that shape our industry. Thank you for joining us on this edition of Stevens Transport News Bulletin.
Well, there she is. Pump the brakes on episode 184 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. If you found this podcast because you're searching for a brand new career, please make sure you visit the episode notes. We will have phone numbers and every link possible for you to learn more about Stevens Transport and even schedule a call with one of our recruiters. All the information is in the episode notes. And like we said earlier, please follow or subscribe to this podcast from whichever platform you're enjoying it from and share it with one of your fellow drivers. We sure would appreciate it. And finally, my name is Tim Cicerelli, otherwise known as Trucker Tim. Thanks for joining me. And until next time, be safe out there. And thanks for listening to the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast.